You know, some people out there, when they talk, they fake the funk. You want brutally honest? Well, if you want brutally honest, look no further than CG Ruthless Sports.
CG Ruthless.
CG Ruthless Sports.
CG Ruthless.
If you want your sports talk to be brutally honest, come check out CG.
CG Ruthless.
If you're not watching CG Ruthless, I don't know what to tell you. Representing the Niner Empire.
CG Ruthless.
Yo, it's the CG Ruthless Sports. I will be brutally honest. And nothing but being brutally honest. Coming at you with another live stream. Welcome to Talking Ruthless, where being brutally honest at its finest. At its finest, man. Brutally honest at its finest. That's what we're going to do. So, huge shout out to Shardall. What's up, man? I see a lot of your messages, man. Yeah, let's beat them Bengals on Sunday for sure. Thank you. And hopefully the Lakers can do something for this week. We'll see. Yep. All right. So let's debate about this matchup, man. We got the Cincinnati Bengals. But if you guys didn't see my interview with Ace Boogie from New Stripe City, definitely go check out that interview. It was a pretty good conversation. And he had me on his show for like about 11 minutes of his time. So definitely go check that out. So let's get to that brutally honest matchup. So looking at the injury updates, looks like we might go without our starting running back or without possibly Debo this week. So it's going to be tough. So the matches of it going is we got to have Debo Samuel. We got to have Elijah Mitchell in this matchup. The only question is how we're going to beat the Cincinnati Bengals. The Bengals, they're going to play angry. They lost to the Chargers. But what makes it more intriguing is our defensive line. Our defensive line was able to get to Russell Wilson like a lot of times. Just imagine how many times we can get to Joe Burrow. That would be the only interesting question. And the question is, can our secondary handle this receiving core from the Bengals? We'll have to find out. I'm not very confident with these guys. You know, Josh Norman is a guy that just gives you those free yardage. And then you look at Dante Johnson, who just personally has no business even being on the roster, but he's just here because he can force fumbles. I guess him and Norman are part of that forced fumble program, so they have some favoritism on that part, and plus the experience. So you can't put that into their blame, but I think there's better players to put in Avery Thomas, put in Diamond Lenore. You can't get no worse than with those rookies. Yeah, what's up, Roberto? What's up with it, man? So what's the main reason why we're doing this? Haven't been able to post any videos quite lately because of the schedule, because of the new job area. So I'm working like in different areas and haven't been able to do some hangouts because of the schedule and because I got to keep my eyes around this area. So it's been really tough for me to keep up with these hangouts lately because of the job. So I've been working at this other job site. And they got cameras, so I can't be doing streams around this place until they give me a new contract site. So I'm just going from different sites for a little bit, and then they're going to give me another contract soon. So I just been working from different locations. Hasn't been very easy, you know. Oh, I really enjoy your talk with, and she knows a lot. Yeah, good person, very good, intelligent person when it comes to football. Definitely knows all the stuff and definitely can give you a good conversation. 49ers will beat the Bengals. I hope you're right. I hope we beat them by 15. But man, that'd be crazy. Can we win without Debo Samuel? I feel like our running game has been missing Debo Samuel. Like our running game is just not the same. You look what Seattle just did. No disrespect to Seattle, but that defense is trash. There is no way in hell that you can just stop our running game unless we had Deebo Samuel. If Deebo Samuel was out there, the Seattle would have gave up 200 plus yards, and we would have easily beat them. So I don't want to hear that Seattle's defense is good. They're not that great. Yeah, it's based by my schedule. Schedule's kind of been a bummer. It's been hard for me to have hangouts. So I have to work at a different area, and it requires me being all around the place. So I can't be on the stuff for right now. Maybe on some of my days off, maybe when I have like some extra time, maybe around like in the mornings or afternoons, I'll start doing morning hangout strings. But at the meantime, I won't be able to do those night hangouts. I already said it. Norman is a PI magnet. He just causes penalties after all the time. Every Thomas, you got to see what the kid can do. There's not much of his film. I feel like if he gets more playing time, we can see what he's all about. They should put him as a kick returner. He can't be no worse than who we got right now. Like whoever's returning the kicks, he's just flat out sucks. You need to go put out Abry Thomas. So yeah, it's a good old hat, huh? The red and black color. I like the color of the hat. It's pretty tight. Oh, my gold chain. Yeah, got that chain. You can order them online too. Got it for a pretty good deal. So it's a nice golden chain. Usually they cost a little more extra money, but I was able to find a better site for it. Yeah. So what's the main keys to the game against the Cincinnati Bengals? It's very simple. If we can maintain the time of possession with Cincinnati and be able to make Joe Burrow throw in some multiple interceptions, then it's a good chance we can beat the Bengals. But the downside of this matchup is if we're not able to create pressure on Joe Burrow, it can be a long-ass day. I'm just speaking how I feel. Yeah, appreciate it, man. I had this hat for like at least 5 years, and it still looks like I'm the best shape. Still looks hella good. Been having this hat for a while. I got too many hats. I wear a lot of these hats. So every now and then I'll flip-flop these hats just to get a different style. So I have them on my shelf. So like very different collections. I even got some of these Niner Nike shoes that have like the red and gold colors, and it's got the 49 symbol. Those ain't easy to find, but I had a couple buddies that hooked me up with those shoes. So I was able to get a good deal out of it. But yeah, speaking of all that, so for the Bengals, man, I'm looking at their injury updates. So despite Joe Burrow having a dislocated pinky, I don't think it's going to affect as much as him as a thrower. You have to get enough pressure on this guy. So when I look at the other players, I see that T. Higgins is on the injury report too, so I think he'll either play. And then I'm looking at Joe Mixon. I think he'll likely play. There's been a 50-50 chance that that other cornerback from the Bengals, Owuzie, he might not play this week. So he might not be able to play. So he can be a game-time decision. And then I'm looking at a couple other key players. There's this rookie running back that they just drafted from Michigan. I heard he's pretty much 50-50 not playing. Thoughts on Alex Smith? I'm not a big fan of him. I'll just say, fuck that guy. He sucks. No offense. Thoughts on Dwight Clark? One of the best dynasties to ever define it. Guy that ever made the catch. The guy who was a legend. His numbers retire. I can say a lot. Terrell Davis, isn't he like a Broncos running back? He had a short-term career. I don't understand why he got in the Hall of Fame before Roger Craig. Roger Craig paved the way for guys like him. So I think it was a slap in the face to have him in the Hall of Fame before even Roger Craig. Thoughts on Robbie Gould? I don't know. I don't know what's going on with Robbie Gould. Robbie Gould's kind of been missing some stupid extra points. He's kind of been missing field goals lately. Like, something about Robbie Gould I don't trust. Like, there's been times he's able to make the field goals, but there's been times he's been missing the freaking dumb extra points too. I don't get it. Robbie Gould, man, what is it with this guy, man? We pay you $7 million to fucking kick, and you can't even kick a fucking extra point, dude. What the fuck? And then we pay you to fucking make kicks, bro, and you can't even make them most of the time, bro. You're just a wash-up fucking kicker, bro. Why do we even fucking keep your ass if you can't even fucking make the kicks? You got to make the extra points too, you dumb fuck. How's Burrow finger? He dislocated the pinky. Thoughts on Terrell Owens, one of the best diva receivers to ever play the position. But since you're bringing up Robbie Gould, man, I don't like the fact we paid this bum $7 fucking million for this guy. Just because you were a kicker for the Bears and you've been their most reliable kicker for quite some time, but lately you haven't been reliable worth a crap. Like, you figure the extra points, yeah. Because the extra points, dude, like, why did you even miss the kick? And then you miss a 48-yard field goal against the Viking, and then you miss some kicks in certain games, bro. That's just unacceptable. I can understand if you miss at least between in between a 60-yarder or something, or maybe like close to, maybe in between the high 50 range, then that's understandable. But dude, you're talking a 48-yard fucking field goal. That's pretty much in your range to make it easy, dude. A 50 or a 55, that's kind of like, hey, it's all good. But man, you missed a 48-yard field goal. You missed extra pointers. And it's pathetic, man. I feel like that's the issue is our kicker. We need those extra points. We need those 3 points when it matters. And this is why I'm not a big fan of these fucking field goals no more. Like, why even fucking kick field goals if your fucking kicker can't even make the damn kicks, boo? Like, seriously, man, at this point, we need to convert on 4th down now. I'd rather convert on 4th down than fucking kick a field goal at this point if our kicker ain't gonna fucking kick shit. Forget about kicking those 40-plus yards. Forget about kicking those 50 yards if Robbie Gould is going to be 50-50 on making those damn kicks. Yeah, that's the frustrating part about Robbie Gould, man. I don't even know why he's even still around. It's because he's been around the league for so many damn years. But it frustrates me that we shouldn't have to rely on a kicker to give us some points when he can't even fucking make it majority of the fucking time, dude. It's frustrating with him, man. Like, sometimes you're like figuring, why did he even miss it? You missed a 48-yarder? You missed an extra point? What the hell, Robbie Gould? That's the one X factor is Robbie Gould, man. Even though Robbie Gould is better than Mason Crosby, the kicker for the Packers, he's far better than him, that's for sure. And I think the Packers are stupid for not cutting him in the first place. Let's see. Gould is at least a little bit better than some of those kickers out there. I mean, he's better than Mason Crosby because that guy's a fucking bum with the Packers. He looks like a fucking old man out there kicking fucking kicks for the Tundra. He's fucking trash. Let's see. There's nothing good about these kickers, man. You get paid pretty good money just to make a fucking kick. But then you look at the Bengals kicker. Didn't he kind of miss like 3 times just to win a game winner against the Packers? Forget that Bengals kicker that they just drafted. He couldn't even make the game winner against the Packers. So I don't know how confident it should be. I think both teams don't have much confidence with their new kickers. I mean, Bengals have a new kicker, but we've been having Robbie Gould for many years. We always take the trust on him. We always let him take control of the outcome of the game, and it's not the case. Robbie Gould to me is just those 3 points have determined our season. So part of that factor of our game is special teams. We haven't been doing good on those kick return parts where we were just giving up those kick return touchdowns. And then Robbie Gould missing those extra points, Robbie Gould missing those 40-plus yarders, and then you fall for a fake punt that results into a freaking touchdown. That's got to be resolved, man. I think Richard Hightower just hasn't really done much of a good job. I think it's just because of the fact that he's just buddies with Kyle Shanahan, or else he should have been fired. I don't really think Richard Hightower is even a good special teams coach. I think he's been the most freaking idiotic guy out there. I think at this point, if I had to choose who to fire, Hightower has to go. It's like there's no improvement, nothing. Like, we haven't had a really good special teams unit for quite a long time. Even during the 2019 season, we didn't even have a good special teams unit. And this guy Hightower is freaking dude. It's just based by friendship with Kyle Shannon. That's why he's still around. And Tom Compton, dude, it's based by him being a part of this friendship program, or else he wouldn't even have a job. This guy sucks. Tom Compton's a waste of trash. You can't even freaking count this guy to freaking block. And you're going to have him block a guy like Sam Herbert in those matchups. That's not going to look good. That's going to look ugly. And then you just got to keep on keeping these favoritism guys, man. I'm just not a big fan of these. If these guys fucking suck, you need to cut them. Dante Johnson, you need to cut that bum. He sucks. Get these dim. Get these spams out. All right, so let's get on to the topic. Our special teams. It's kind of been the main factor of what we had our season with. Those were determined the outcomes. The miss of those extra points, those miss of those 3 points, yeah. I hope Jimmy doesn't really screw up this shit. It has to depend on our pass blocking. It has to depend on our running game. And the question is if Elijah Mitchell isn't playing, then who's going to step up? If Debo ain't going to play, then how the hell we're going to freaking run the ball? How the hell we're going to run the ball if we don't have no freaking way to create the plays? That's the only concerning factor. That's the only thing that pisses me off is if we don't have Debo, if we don't have Elijah Mitchell, then how the hell we're going to be able to run the clock on Cincinnati? We don't have these kind of other players to make up for. Brandon Ayuk, you're going to expect this guy to be your number one guy when he can't even be as consistent all the time? Brandon Ayuk, for some reason, you would have think maybe he could have been a number one receiver, but it's not the case. He's kind of been the guy that has those high expectations, but Debo is more like your true number one when healthy. So that's the only reason why Debo's getting more targets, because they could trust him more than Ayuk. Ayuk is trying to get more of those targets, and it's giving him a chance to flourish, but he's not going to be the kind of guy that's going to carry us. George Kittle, get him back to that old form, and maybe you'll get something decent out of this guy, but he's not the same player. Maybe what we saw against Seattle, we saw the old Kittle coming out of the blue. What's up, Dominic? So everything kind of takes care of itself, but those matchups kind of speak for itself, how I look at it. So the Bengals linebackers, they're not going to have Logan Wilson out there, so that's going to be a huge blow because he's a good cover linebacker. So that's going to give George Kittle more of an opportunity to get some yards out of those guys. And depending on how we make those creative plays, it can be an X factor. Bridgewater's going to play. I looked up the injury list, and he will be expected to play. Debo Samuel, usually when they say game time decision, they're going to play. I think Elijah Mitchell's a game time decision, so more than likely he'll play. But if it's the other way around, I don't like our chances this week, so it depends. So I do think it could really depend on what goes on. So when we look at that matchup, what's going to help us beat the Bengals? Their secondary. They're giving up the most yardage. Like, they're ranked 27 against the pass. But from what Ace Boogie told me, it's probably because their defense has been on the field more. So that might be the only difference. So maybe if we kill more time of possession, that's when we wear out their defense, and that's where they give up the yardage. So if they don't have a Woozy out there, that can be a tough one for them. But I feel like whoever matches up on our receivers, it would have to determine on who's going to be the guy. And I'm hoping that Juwan Jennings steps up this week. Because if Debo doesn't play this week, man, we're going to expect a lot from Ayuk and Jennings. Trent Sherfield, we got to use him a little more. But we just don't know how to utilize him. Kyle's got to play Hasty more on Sunday. Why doesn't Kyle play him anymore? I don't know. He's a little rusty, too. He's a bit rusty from what I'm hearing. But he should be able to get some more snaps this week. Jeff Wilson practiced, so that's a good sign. He had limited practice. So it's kind of leaning towards him playing. So if Wilson's going to be this, for some reason, if Elijah Mitchell doesn't play this week, more than likely you're going to expect Jeff Wilson play, and then Jermichael Hasty will get some majority of the snaps also. So that's going to determine it. But I'm hoping that Elijah Mitchell, I'm crossing my fingers that Elijah Mitchell plays this week, because if he plays this week, we're going to be able to run the ball good. But Deebo Samuel has to be out there. So that's going to determine the factors, yeah. Man, I don't know why you even come up with these thoughts on these players, man. I already explained them like a million times. Fred Warner is a guy that builds your defense. He's your quarterback, so he's definitely a guy who can cover. He's your hybrid linebacker. He's going to make the plays when it's necessary. I don't got much to say about him, but it determines who's going to be out there. Bengals are going to give us some tough matchups this week. What's up, Eddie? What is up, my dude? So it kind of gives you an idea of how we're going to be able to exploit that Bengals defense. Plain and simple, it's just Deebo. It depends on Deebo. If Deebo's not out there, then we're screwed. The running game has to be on a rhythm. It's got to be on a flow. This game is more important for this week, because if we beat this team, it gives us a stronger chance of making the playoffs, because beating the Bengals can determine our outcome. It can make us push more to the next 4 games. And I know the Bengals are going to play mad. They're going to play angry. They're going to be frustrated. Let's see. I don't even know if you can even kick the ball. How worse can you be? Can you make an extra pointer? I don't know about trading Robbie Gould. Nobody's gonna want him. For what, man? Bag of chips? Maybe the Bears might want him back, but for a bag of chips, yeah. Why not? I don't know. Robbie Gould's just been a fucking useless kicker. I don't know. He's just kind of been missing some kicks lately, so it's kind of been concerning for me. Maybe our coaching staff should start going on 4th down plays instead of kicking field goals, because kicking field goals has been 50-50. If we miss those field goals, then it's a dumb choice, but I'd rather go for it, so it gives us a better chance to score and keep the game away from them, but it's not the case. So I'm looking at the outcome of the match, and I definitely can see what's going to happen. So if it's what it says, that Elijah is on concussion protocol, it's kind of like 50-50 he could play. But if Deebo Samuel is going to be expected to play with a groin injury, but if he gets rushed out there, that's not a good sign. But I'm hoping that he can play this week so we can have a good matchup against the Bengals. The Bengals are going to give us a hard time if we don't have these weapons. And our defense can do so much. They can do so much, dude. So you got to at least have your offense maintain that time of possession. If we can run the clock over like 10 plus minutes on those drives, then that means we're going to win the football game. And if we can create some turnovers from those Bengals offense, man, we have a better chance to beat them this week. But it's going to be tough. We're not the freaking Chargers, because the Chargers were able to create some turnovers, and we don't have a Derwin James. We don't have those other guys. The only thing we have is a Bosa. That's all we got is a Bosa. That's all we got. That's the only difference you can make in comparison, is we got a Bosa. Yeah, they got the older Bosa. We got the younger Bosa. That's a good compliment to compare. That's the only difference, is the Bosas. So one is the other Bosa and the other one's the Bosa. Pick your poison. They're both good. I'm hoping that Nick Bosa can be the X factor. And I'm hoping that Arden Key can play his best game too. I feel like Arden Key is kind of like proving himself, and he could be the X factor. And what I mean by X factor is he can probably have a 2-sack performance for some reason. If Arden Key can show out like he's done before, like those other previous weeks, then I feel is more confident about Arden Key being that guy in the rotation. Like, he's kind of shown some flashes that he wasn't able to show flashes with the Raiders. Like, he's been able to show that motor, that energy, something that those other guys were lacking Like, you would have think maybe Samson Ebicom would have been the answer, but he's not. He's kind of been a little off at times. But then Jordan Willis is coming off suspension, so he's getting off that rust a little bit, and he kind of just got his first sack of the season, so maybe he might start coming around now. Maybe he's starting to show out a little bit. That's what I like about these guys that we got. So if our defensive line can step up against the Bengals offensive line and get to Joe Burrow and sack him 6+ times, oh, it's going to be a long-ass day. And all about this who day, they're going to get their butts whooped. That's what's going to happen when you say who day. Who day? No, but I'm not going to smack. I'm just saying that would be a different term of saying who day in the way. Like, but it could determine the outcome of what happens. If we can get to Joe Burrow, it's going to be a long day for them. But if we don't, and they're able to move the ball down the field consistently, oh, we're screwed. Bar none. There is no ifs and buts about it. If we cannot get to Joe Burrow, you can forget about this game. This game can go from a close game to an ugly fashion. Our secondary, you think our secondary is going to cover Jamar Chase? Fuck no. You think they're going to be able to handle T. Higgins? I don't know. You think they're going to be able to stop Tyler Boyd? I don't know either. That's what I'm saying. So we better put some good pressure or we're fucked. You think Joe Burrow is gonna rattle a little here and there? It's because we got to get to this guy. We got to consistently pressure this guy. We got to take him down and cause some turnovers. You think this is just a game that we should be able to win? This is a tough one. I don't know about me talking and saying that if we do this, we can hoo they down to the ground. No. If we play up to that formula, we could. We got to get to Joe Burrow. That's where that offense is going. That offense has been moving because of Joe Burrow. Joe Burrow has been throwing the ball to Jamar Chase. He's been giving the ball to guys like T. Higgins. This offense has been moving, but you got to stop Joe Mixon. Joe Mixon makes that engine move. As soon as you slow down Joe Mixon, you force Joe Burrow to throw the ball whatever many times you can expect him to throw, and maybe you get multiple interceptions out of Joe Burrow. That's what you want. So if you slow down Joe Mixon, who is a really good running back, by the way, he's a good receiving back, he's a good runner. So if you stop him, you force Joe Burrow to cause some turnovers right there. You want Joe Burrow to throw in like 40+ times or maybe so, and maybe we have a decent chance to get some interceptions. Maybe we have a decent chance to get to Joe Burrow and stop this offense and shut it down to this misery. That's how we can look at it. So you put it like that, I think we have a decent shot. But if we don't, forget about it. Might as well just turn off the damn TV and just look at it this way. We're getting our ass whooped. So I look at it that way. That's the main X factor, is to put pressure on Joe Burrow at all costs. You don't, forget it. And there's no way in how you're going to cover Jamar Chase. Jamar Chase is a good route runner. He's really a good receiver. T. Higgins, I don't know. That could be a tough one. Tyler Boyd, I don't know. That guy can catch passes from. He can catch passes from with a blindfold on. This guy can catch the ball. That's how good Tyler Boyd is. That guy can catch the ball with a blindfold on because that guy's reliable. T. Higgins, you throw him in those contested catches. That guy's going to win the catches, and he can separate. Jamar Chase, dude, he's just going to make you look foolish out there. We can't get no more PIs. Yep, that's true. And you look at it that way. Their tight end, whatever his name is, CJ Awuzie, that's another guy that we might need to watch out for. That's a sleeper right there. Or I don't know what his name, CJ, I don't know how you say his name, but that's one of their other tight ends. He might be the X factor right there. He's not like a big name by any means, but he's pretty decent. So number 87 is another guy you got to watch out for. That guy can get you some first down plays. He can get you a touchdown and all the other stuff. And then their other running back, yeah, we should cut them, I think, because they're trash. But we got to stick with who we got. What's up, Juice? Crazy Juice, man. I saw you on Jay and the Bay stream and you thought he was John Jay. I thought that was hilarious. I thought that was hilarious when you mistaken Jay and the Bay as John Jay. That's going to be a good receiver to face, dude. Jamar Chase is probably one of the better receivers in the draft. If not the best, he's the best, bro. Forget about having Dante Johnson and Josh Norman, bro. We're getting burned, bro. You better hope our pass rush can step up. Yeah, what's up with it, guys? Yeah. T. Higgins, 6'4". He can win the contested catches. Tyler Boyd, the guy's got hands. Dude, the guy could just put on a blindfold and he can catch the damn ball. If I were me, I would bench Dante Bum Johnson and Josh Norman. I would rather play Abry Thomas and Lenore. At least you get something with these kids. But no, coaching staff is too freaking stubborn. And those guys are not going to come back next year. Josh Norman ain't coming back because he's going to retire. Dante Johnson, it depends if he's going to take a cheap-ass deal again, then maybe he'll come back again. But I don't know, man. Move on with this guy. Yeah, I didn't pay attention on what I was typing. I thought it was kind of funny when I saw that interview. I was like, wait a minute, that ain't John Jay. That was kind of funny. Yeah, nobody pays attention on what goes on. But yeah, man, we got to make some stops out there. So their defense will create some unique issues. Yeah, his name is CJ. Yeah, there you go. I don't know how you say his name. I just know he's a good tight end. He's a very solid one. He's not like he's not a household name, but he's very solid. Like he's like that security blanket. Like if you're gonna cover those receivers, you gotta watch out for that guy. Number 87 can be catching some passes on a third down situation. Yeah, that's the one I was thinking about. That one guy from the tight end. I think he's not a big name, but he's solid, like a very solid tight end. Like if you need him on those third down plays, he might be able to catch those third and short plays and give you a first down or maybe give you a chance for a touchdown. Like he's not that bad. Then they got that big physical running back, Samaje Perine. I don't know if he'll play this week, but he's injured, so he might not play this week depending on the injury. And they got this other running back coming up too, so that's going to be a tough one. So I'm looking at the guys who we expected to match up with. But as soon as I get more of the updates, then I'll know who we're going to face. So Cheeto Awuzie, whatever his name is, that cornerback, he may not play this week, but it depends. If Debo plays, that could be the X factor right there. We can probably be able to torch that secondary pretty bad. I would make Dante Bum Johnson and run for 1 hour of practice for sucking. Good luck with that, man. I hope it works out for you when you do that. You should get everybody in shape so they can learn not to freaking PI or get burned. Dante Johnson and Josh Norman would be like saying, I quit. I'm out. Bye-bye. The part quit for that. But I would rather play Lenore. What do you got to lose with Lenore? Lenore's going to be the kind of guy that's going to get some more experience and get better. I mean, Abry Thomas, the guy had some game rest. He hasn't played much football since his junior year. I think since his sophomore year of Michigan. So I don't know. Maybe it's just the game rest. But in practice, he looks good. But in the games, I don't know. Usually when you do good in practice, it's supposed to translate well. It's not the case. It's like they said he looks good in practice, but he looks like trash. So maybe we'll find out. Yeah, his name is Samaje Perine. He's a running back. Yeah, that's what I'm saying, Samaje Perine. Yeah, he's a 5'11", 240-pound running back. Big running back. That dude's a big physical running back. He can run straight forward and run your ass over. I like that guy coming out of Oklahoma. One of the better backs I've ever seen. But him and Mixon were sharing carries at Oklahoma. They were really a good running back tandem. And then that's when Trey Sermon came into the picture in Oklahoma. He was like the third back coming out of Oklahoma also. So you had, You had Samaje Perine, Joe Mixon, and Trey Sermon on that backfield. Those two were in the backfield together. Those three running backs at Oklahoma were really good. Yeah. I want to see Lenore, then Dante Johnson. Yeah, we definitely do. That's what I'm saying. We definitely could want to see that. So let's put on another question. I want to put in some good questions for you guys. Let me create another banner. What's your thoughts on this game? All right, let me add this in. Let's see what you guys think. What do you think of this game? What do you think is going to happen? What do you guys think is going to happen in this game when we play Cincinnati? Hey, what's up, Adrian? Good luck on your Broncos. So, what's your thoughts on this game? Who will be the X factor? That's the question. Who's going to step up? Who will step up this week? Who will step up this week? That's the question that we all need to know, is who's going to step up this week. If we don't know, then we're screwed. Who will step up this week? That's the question that we all want to know. Thoughts on Eli Apple? Very solid cornerback for the Bengals. Like, he kind of made a name for himself with the Bengals. Not a big name because he was in the draft. He was kind of considered a draft bust, yeah. You're thinking this game will be a blowout. If you're thinking it's going to be a blowout, I think we might even get our butts whooped by the Bengals if you think it's a blowout. But if you think it's a close game, then it could be our favor. Anything with blowouts, we might even lose. All right. So let's make some X factors. Okay, who will step up this week and why? Okay, so Jimmy is going to be the X factor. Explain to me why he's going to be the X factor, Shardall. Explain in the comments. You're just saying he has to be because he has to play better football. We need to start every time as the season, and yeah, Jimmy Garoppolo is going to step up for that. But can you explain to me why he's going to step up this week? Can you explain that? And let's put the keys to the game. The keys to the game. Keys to the game, and we'll determine that. Come on, keys to the game. Keys to the game. Thoughts on him? He's a solid D tackle. But all right, what's the keys to the game of beating the Bengals? How are we going to beat the Cincinnati Bengals this week? Simple. Be able to create a running game. They are good against the run, but try to exploit it. Try to make it to where it's weak. Definitely try to test their secondary, but it's going to be tough. Yeah. It's not working. That's what I'm saying. It's not working. The Jimmy G miracle, man. It's just not working. All right, you bet. Oh, so he's throwing 0. What do you mean 0? 0 interceptions, 0 touchdowns, or what are you talking about? If he has 0 touchdowns, oh, we're done. If you said 0 interceptions, then hey, we're playing solid this week. Everybody's been praying for Jimmy to play better, but every time you pray for Jimmy, it's always that Mia chick that's always around his fucking mind. He always fucks up at the end. Anytime that Jimmy gets a freaking prayer, bro, it's a bad fucking prayer for some reason. Yeah, limit turnovers, yeah. Also, our special teams needs to step up and not play like they did against the Seahawks. We got to play better on special teams. We got to be freaking alert. We got to have some good discipline. We definitely got to make some key stops there. Stop the run game. Stopping Joe Mixon is the key. You stop Joe Mixon, you make Joe Burrow throw the ball more. And when you pressure Joe Burrow to throw the ball more, it's going to create multiple interceptions in our favor. We should be able to create some turnovers on Joe Burrow. Like, he's been averaging at least 2 picks a game, or at least a single interception the last 8 games. I didn't even know that. I didn't even know the guy was averaging an interception the last 8 games, man. I thought he was kind of playing mistake-free football, and then I started looking at all the stats, and I'm like, damn. So he's kind of been playing a little off a little bit. So that's why Ace Boogie was telling me that he said he wasn't too sure about his decision-making. I thought he was playing pretty solid. Oh, yeah, we're going to have to – oh, come on, man. That ain't going to happen. Yeah, he likes to give the ball back to the other team, and he needs to knock that smiling during the post game. Exactly my point. Exactly what I'm saying, bro. I hate that smile. Does anybody ever want to punch Jimmy G in the mouth just for him smiling like that for a loss? I'm gonna put that in the banner. Would you guys like to punch his face, punch his mouth? Let's see how you guys feel about this one, man. This is getting interesting. I want to see what you guys think. Yeah. Let's put that into a nice question. I got a good question for you guys. Would you punch Jimmy Garoppolo's face for smiling after a loss? So anytime he smiles after a defeat, does it make you so pissed that you want to really punch the guy in the face? Yeah, he's been he's been like, sure. But let me ask you guys a question. Does it really annoy you that Jimmy Garoppolo smiles after a defeat? When is there a time that he takes his shit serious? Anytime I see a conference with Jimmy Garoppolo after a loss, I'm like thinking, man, I just want to knock his fucking teeth out for that shit. And it doesn't sound crazy, but man, that guy. Hey, so that guy is insane, bro. Yeah. Yeah, and I don't care if I get fined. See, I know a lot of people get fed up with that shit. Dude, I don't understand why these spammers are coming, bro. I kept blocking them and they still come back. I'll sue you. You know, I got cops. I can sue your ass with that spam. Yeah, no spamming. It doesn't annoy me at all. Why does it annoy you? Come on. So, Shardall, let me ask you a question. If your team lost, would you smile after a defeat and make up some dumb excuses? Let me ask you a question as a player. Like, let's just say you're a teammate of this guy and you saw the guy smile after a defeat and not giving a damn about this game. Like, he's just going to make some dumb excuses of why they lost and he ain't going to take accountability. Are you going to be fed up with it, or are you just going to let it be, bro? There's a side of us that looks at it and say, dude, I ain't gonna let that shit slide for long, bro. It's one thing to just feel positive, but when that guy doesn't have accountability, that's when you might need to take it into consideration. He definitely needs to be accountable. So anytime I look at Jimmy G smile after a loss, it makes me mad. And it sounds crazy, but man, just imagine me knocking his fucking teeth out would probably feel fucking better. It would probably feel great to knock his fucking teeth out. Because he's a fucking little, yeah. The owner should be first. Oh, so you want to take a shot on Jed York. So Jed York would be the guy. I would agree on that part. Jed York is a pussy. He's a freaking not fit ownership. He's the worst owner that we ever had. And his mom owns the fucking franchise. No, I wouldn't smile. I would sock him. See, that's what I'm saying. If this guy was smiling after a fucking defeat, I would be pissed. I would come into the locker room and ask him, dude, what the fuck are you smiling about, bro? We lost. How about you take some accountability? I've had to deal with some teammates like that. I've told my teammates one time about a defeat. I looked right straight to his face and I told him, dude, what the fuck are you smiling about, bro? Don't you kind of get that you didn't play your best game? You should humble yourself and stop freaking smiling over something stupid. Yeah, I like Jimmy, but he regressed after those injuries, and I honestly want to see Trey Lance play. Yeah. Should be talking about Jimmy smiling, yeah. I just feel like his smiling's very annoying. Oh, you would give him a black eye. I am going to punch Jed York first. Jed York. All right, so let me put in a good question. Who would you guys want to? I'll put another question. This one might be interesting. Okay, who would you punch? And this is a tricky one. This is a tricky question. I know you guys. Who would you want to punch? This is going to be tricky. Punch Jed York. Jed York, or how about this one? This one's the one guy I don't like. I got a good one. I don't know if you guys might like this one, but I don't know if this might be the most popular one, but here's one that you guys might want to take a chance on. Here's a good question. This one. All right, here's a good one. Who would you want to punch? Jed York or Dr. John York? Yeah. All right. Okay, let's put this question right here. One more question before we end the stream. Give me guys one. I know there's two of these people we don't like. Who would you want to punch? Jed York or Dr. John York? And I'm pretty sure you guys are going to lean towards Dr. John York. That guy's a piece of crap. I guess as much as people hate Jed York, at least John York. Dude, John York is that doctor, that freaking doctor version of that Mark Davis version of a doctor. That's a freaking moron, bro. Who the hell lets a... I mean, I feel sorry for the person who marries that bum. Freaking Denise. Marries a fucking delusional loser. Kind of funny. So give me you guys your final answer. Who would you want to punch? And then it'll be the end of the stream. It's hilarious. I would definitely want to use this fist to knock John York, Dr. John York, but then he's already getting up in age. He's an old man. Why would I want to mess with this guy? I definitely want to take that free fist and hit Jed York in the fucking teeth and then show him how much he's a terrible owner. But then again, Dr. John York is a piece of crap. I don't give a shit if he's 80 years old. I'll knock his teeth out too. Screw that guy. All right, guys. Guys have a good one? Yeah. Wait, okay. I would want to punch Dr. John York. See, I knew you guys would choose the other way around. John York is a terrible ownership, bro. He only benefited the fact that he married Denise DeBartolo. Yeah, told you. The tune has changed. It went from Jed York to John York, Dr. John York. That guy is the worst. Told you it was going to be Dr. John York. A guy who tries to have his title as the doctor. So he is a doctor, right? According to what I'm hearing, he's a doctor. He's the Mark Davis version of a doctor. He doesn't know what he's doing. Come on. That guy's a moron. Like, who wants to take that name serious? Dr. John York. Dude, so you went from Mr. York? Yeah. Punch, 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 Dr. York. And then he's got medical insurance, so what's the difference? Yeah. All right, guys. Appreciate you guys on the show, and I'm going to end it. But guess what? As always, CG Ruthless Sports is out, and you already know. Go Niners, and fuck Yorks. See ya.